either. All right.
Yeah, you can yawn. It's fine.
No, I'm not going to yawn.
Okay, so we're starting off today. Today we're going to look at some lighting, and I'm going to do something which is, I'm going to take my two hands, I'm going to go, that's because I have two cameras running, and I can use that clap to synchronize the two cameras. So let's start out a little bit in the dark. This is a backlight. Now, you may be able to see in the wide shot that there's also a practical on, so I can see what's going on. You probably won't see a lot of effect from that. It's pretty dim, but I will turn it off for now. Now, when you've probably all heard about three-point lighting. Three-point lighting is a combination of backlight, key light, and fill light. Now this may be a little bit more fill than we need, so I'm going to back it off a little. So just again to emphasize what we're looking at here, I'm going to turn the key light off, and you can see how much light is coming from the fill light source. So and without the fill light, you can see that we just have a backlight. So now I'm going to turn on the fill light again, and now I'm going to turn on the key light. Now these are all tungsten balanced lights, which means that their color temperature is around 3200. As it happens, that fill light is actually a tungsten bulb, but the key light is a fluorescent. Now we haven't seen this without the backlight yet. So in looking at it, you can see just how much that's separating our subject, the lovely Rita, from the backdrop. Yes, this is a backdrop, and now I'd like to show you the fourth part of the three light setup, which is the background light. So now we have four lights on. We have the key, the fill, the backlight, and a light hitting the background. Now this light hitting the background, we can do any number of things with. Here I'm just focusing it in to give a little spot somewhere below the shoulders. Now I'm flooding it back out. That's one of the things that you can do. Now, if I had wanted, we could have given it some color, or maybe just made it a slash of light. So these again are those four basic lights. Our key, our fill, our backlight, and the light hitting the background. Now, in looking at this, I'm saying, okay, I think the backlight is too strong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some diffusion on the backlight, which is going to make it a little bit softer and cut down the intensity of it. Okay, there's a little bit of diffusion there. So now instead of that, yeah, that's a lot nicer on the hair, but let's see what that's doing just by itself. And you can see how dramatic that is with the with that slash in the background. Let's try a different orientation to that, and that's kind of a very distinctive look we're creating there. Turning the key back on, and now instead of using the fill light for fill, we could actually use this thing. It's called a flex fill. Here, I'm going to hold it out in front. It's a reflective disc, and no, you're not going to have to hold it. I'm going to clip it onto a stand here. And what it is doing is it's reflecting light back towards my subject, and you can see that that's actually giving us a very, very soft source. So that's quite flattering. In general, using large, soft sources of light tends to be more flattering, and the key light that we're using right now is a medium-large fluorescent source. So that's also fairly flattering. Now, with this flex fill, I just put it in with the white side toward our subject. If I wanted more fill than this, there is a silver side, which, as you can see, it's actually making her quite bright. That's a very, very filled in feel. I actually like it better with the white side, so we're going back to the white. This is the white side going back in. Now, I want to show you one other kind of light, or actually more than one, but I'd like to add what I call an edge light or a cheek light. And this is, it's a very low intensity light, and it's just giving a little light right there. Now, you'll probably see the effect of it more if I turn off the key light, and I'm going to come around, and you can see as I block it slightly with my hand, you can actually see just how much that's doing. Here I'm going to block it completely. See that nice edge that you're getting? It helps give the cheek definition. Now there's another kind of light that a lot of stars use, and that's called an eyelight. And you can see it's not giving us a lot of exposure, but it gives us a nice soft base level right around the face, and it tends to fill in any kind of imperfections in the skin. So now I'm going to turn on the key light again. And now let's see if we can see the effect of that eye light one way or the other. Now it's off. Now it's on. Obviously you're not seeing it too much on the key side of the face, but on the fill side of the face, you can actually see a good bit of effect from it. So now we've kind of built our basic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights and reflector. This is kind of like what you would call a standard interview setup. So this is kind of the basis of your basic lighting setup. Now, let's say we're doing a more dramatic scene. So, can you look over here? Now, at this point, suddenly, let's say we want to add a little more drama. So, drama is really more about taking light away. That little eyelight really wasn't doing a whole lot. And let's say I'm going to move this disc a little further away so you can see how we've added a little bit more shadow in this area here. Let's say we also, I'm bringing down the level a little by panning off our key light. Let's see what happens if we turn this off completely. Okay, that's maybe a little more drama than we want, but it's kind of an interesting feel.